Hello and welcome to the Knitty Kitties channel, and I'm Any Art Netty. Now in this video I'm going to give you my own humble opinion on the Black Widow brand of colour pencils you can see here. There's 3 different sets available, but this particular one is the one with the Black Widow spider on. Now as you can see there's a swatch there in the lid, but I like to do my own swatch because I find that more accurate than the printed one. I'm going to be swatching these out for you and just giving you what I think of them basically. Now my negatives could be took as a positive for yourself, it depends what you want out of a colour pencil. They also do skin sets, there's a light and there's a dark. I'm just showing you the front and back here of the 2 different sets, and I open them up and again you can see I've done my own swatch. There's a little bit of information, I'll tell you what that says within the video, and I pop that back on and then I show you the other set here. So then some of them are a bit weird what they class as. There's like a bright orange and very bright pink, but they are very vibrant pencils, I'll give you that. I'm going to be colouring in later in a time lapse. You can see that Disney Portraits book here. I'll give you a link to that if I can find it in the description below. And I'm going to be doing a piece from the Aristocats movie and that. We shall see that a bit later, then you can see what it's like. I'd recommend these more for a colourist than I do portraits just as a hobby. So I'm going to be trying 2 different blending solutions with that and 2 different blending pencils. You can see a Derwent and a Prismacolor one there, and that's just what I'm going to be using for the blending solution. So just as I'm swatching this set out of 24 now, I'm going to tell you a little bit of information what I think about them. Now on Amazon they were described as the best colour pencil set for adult colouring and drawing. My experience with these is mixed, because at first I found they were like colouring in with an eraser. Now I've heard similar with the Bic Conti, so if you've had them you'll know kind of what I mean. There's like almost like a little bit of resistance, which isn't pleasant at all. I wondered maybe if that was down to the paper I was using, but other pencils I've used have worked on that fine. So I tried other paper, even just normal printer paper, just in case it was that, but it still felt like there was a small amount of resistance when I was working with them. Now as you can see in the video, they're not brand new opened because I have been using them a bit to see what I thought of them, and some of them just kept breaking as I was sharpening them, so I tried just turning the sharpener, which is a little tip that I'd heard, and I tried in a one that you operate with a battery, an automatic, still broke. One of them even snapped, which I'll show to the camera in a bit when I come to that particular one. And as I opened them, they're all nicely wrapped up and everything, don't get me wrong, but when I opened them up the leads were broken on them. Not all of them, but quite a few. I'll give you some customer ratings of them as well, because I found looking on Amazon there was good and there was bad. One of the good things saying that about these pencils though, despite that, is that you only need a little amount of pressure and there is a lot of pigment with them, which is a good thing. So this particular swatch chart that I'm using, I'll provide in the link in the description below should you want it, a blank copy of it, and also to download a filled in copy just so you can see. If you want it, it's there anyway, so that'll be provided below. So looking on the Amazon listing, it does say that open stock is available for these pencils, which is a rare thing with the more budget brands, because usually you have to buy the whole set if one goes, and usually that's a black and a white that goes first. But with these you can get open stock, which is brilliant. There's just a little email address. I'll provide that as well should you need it, and also it'll be in the listing for Amazon, so that's a handy thing to know. So as you can see, they are black. The wood on them is black. The only way to know which colour obviously is to colour with it, but by looking at the leads. They're made of a really nice black wood, and there's a metallic red which shows you the Black Widow brand name, its order number should you want to order open stock, the name of the colour, and then there's a little red Black Widow spider on it as well, which is a really nice aesthetic, and the print on it's very nice as well. Just in case, it's worth mentioning as well as a positive that they are non-toxic, which is great peace of mind. But if there's anything I've missed out and you want to know, I'll answer any questions as best I can in the comments. In a little bit, when I've finished my swatch, I'm going to show you how they blend. And again, I tried to get as many different things as I could on different budgets. There's me sharpening, as I'm saying. They just break and break and break. But I tried to cater for different budgets, because there's a Spectrum Noir one, and then there's the Zest blend, and then there's a Prismacolor, and there's a Derwent pencil blender as well. So hopefully that covers a bit. Well, if you haven't got one, you've got the other. But if anyone's had experience with these of using any other ones that I haven't, just please do feel free to comment on that. So I'll give you a heads up when that's coming up on the video. So I'm not overly fond of hexagonal pencils, which is what these are, as I find they're not really pencil sharpener friendly. Maybe that might be the problem why they don't sharpen so well. I don't know, but the leads broke so easily. But the positive of that is that they don't go rolling off on your desk, so that's not such a bad thing, I think. But for me personally, they're not my cup of tea. The skin tone sets as well that you see in the smaller sets, which is a set of 12 in each one, they're also hexagonal, and they have gold print on them with, it says skin, meaning that it's from the skin set, the order number, and then the name. And with them, the difference being they've got colour dip on the end of the pencil, which is brilliant for identifying quickly which colour that you need. Whereas with the 24 set, they haven't got that. So I think it might be an advantage if they did colour dip them as well. Maybe they didn't like the look of it in the end, so they didn't go with that. But another positive with this 24 set is that they've got kind of a, I'd say like a Halloween vibe to them, which is great. So the names, for example, you've got Amethyst, Toadstool, Toxic Green, Cyanide Pink, which are great names and very vibrant too. So if you're looking for a very vibrant pencil, I think you'd be made up with these. Also, if this is important to you, they are vegan friendly, as it's a paraffin based wax in them. So if I go through the colours for you, they've got Zephyr Blue, Forget Me Not, Amethyst, Starry Night, Everglade, Cicada, I think that's pronounced, I'm not sure. Black Widow itself is the black coloured one. Stink Bug, Tarantula, ugh. Spiderweb, Huntsman, Foxy Brown, Toadstool, Pumpkin, which is very Halloween, and then Egg Yolk, which is a random one, Banana, Lemonade, they must have got hungry when they were naming these, Casper, as in the ghost I think, Fang Green, Toxic Green, Plum Pudding, which is one of my favourites, Ladybug, sorry that one was the wrong way round because that one's the one that snapped, Cyanide Pink and Watermelon. Now some bad points of these are the fact that they feel like colouring with an eraser, and as I was layering with them, which I'll show in a bit as well, I've not forgot, there was a kind of a limit to how much you could layer. So you layer, brilliant, and then all of a sudden it was like it was too waxy and it gave like a horrible effect on the top. So layering brilliant, but there is a limit. Also, when I get to it in a second, when I swatch them, the weird choice of skin tones. The fact they keep breaking and one snapped was a bad point for me. And also, they're quite crumbly when you're colouring in with them. I also found the tins to be made of very thin metal, which warped easily. I know obviously the solution to this would be to put them in a pencil case, but I prefer to keep mine in the tin as it's part of what you've paid for. But I do believe they're made to be kept in the tin, that's just in my humble, but maybe I'm just old-fashioned like that. I'd recommend these more for an adult colourist. I went on to read some customer reviews, as I was saying before. People were saying that there was actually pencils missing from the sets, or two of the same colour in a set. But on the plus side again, I will say apparently the customer service was really good with solving that issue. So I think there's as many positives as there is negatives, but hopefully some of them negatives will be, well, I like that in a pencil, so it might be an advantage to you that it can only layer so much, or that it's hexagonal. I don't like that, you might like it, so we'll take that from the video anyway. So now there's, as I say, there's 3 different sets of the 24s. One's got the big horrible spider on it, one's got like a cobra, and the other one I've forgotten for now, but I will link it and tell you what that is. And in the tin itself it says Black Widow, choose, apply and create, and it's got a printed version of what the colours look like, which I've said swatch them yourself, then you know properly what they look like. And it says, congratulations on your purchase of the finest collection of adult colouring pencils. I don't think so because they break everywhere, but that's just my humble opinion. Hopefully some people have had brilliant experience with these, no worries, and I've just got a bad batch. This first edition of the Black Widow collection continues with the VIVD. It must mean vivid. Yeah, vivid, bright, unique colours, and the smooth cores that make your experience so much better when using these pencils. Take of that what you will, but yeah, I think I got a bad batch. So, just colouring in these little spiders now. I think I've only got 2 or 3 left, and I think, yeah, there we go, that's the one that snapped, and that was in automatic pencil sharpener. It's not showing up very good, that, I'm afraid, it's a bit blurry. The camera's kind of above me, so yeah, it didn't zoom in. I got auto zoom in on it, something like that, but it didn't do it. But yeah, that's the one. And that one is Ladybug, which is a really, really nice red. So it's a shame it did that, really. So I think I kept the other half, used that first, and now I've got this bit snapped at the end. So I've got two left there, cyanide pink, which I'm colouring in with now. And not far from this, we'll go on to the skin set and I'll tell you a bit more in depth about them. Just before we do that, that's the watermelon one next. It's a very nice colour. And just in case anyone's wondering, yeah, that's a Labyrinth t-shirt. It was in a box, which is like a subscription box that people get. I've forgotten the name of it, but I got it for something like £2 off eBay. Once whoever had it, probably the box first, paid a lot more than that. But yeah, that's a David Bowie Labyrinth t-shirt, that. Just in case anyone was wondering. I have been asked before about t-shirts that I wear because I had a Fallout off the Fallout 4 game, I think it was, or something like that, and someone was asking, is that a Fallout t-shirt you've got on? And I think the Rob Zombie t-shirt that I wear sometimes got a comment on it as well. So yeah, just in case anyone was wondering, I'll pop that in. So on the other side of this swatch, I've got the skin tones. So that, again, that's available in the description should you want to have that as a blank, so you can maybe swatch along with me with the video if you want to. And then as you're going along, you can pop a comment in what you think of them. So I do believe that's the light set first. These are light tones. So I do believe the order I've gone in is Saffron, Rust, Sunburst, Blush, Pretty Pink, Sherbet, Snow, Eggshell, Brown Fog, which I think is more of a creamy grey, if that makes sense, a creamy grey, Carrot, Fairy Floss and Murk. And again, these are colour dipped at the end, which is a lot better for identifying them when you go into colour. I've not changed the order of how those pencils are when I first got the set. I've literally just kept them the way that they are. I know some people like to go by shade, but because there's only 12 of them, you can't really arrange them in a nice way. So I've just left them as they are, if I'm honest. So if I tell you a little bit what Black Widow say about these, again, they've got the Black Widow Choose, Apply, Create, and this is within the tin itself. Black Widow Colour Pencil Skin Set. Again, congratulations, woohoo, on your purchase of the Black Widow Skin Pencil Sets, comprising of 2 sets with 12 pencils each. A full range of colours, perfect for multicultural portraits. I'm going to have to try a portrait, aren't I, with these? Look out for that on Instagram. These sets are split into 2 to offer you the lighter tones and the darker tones, which ultimately give you 24 bold and vivid skin tones. The pencils feature creamy cores that are the artist's choice for blending, shading and layering. Now these are big promises here. This assortment of colours in the set represent the main colours of human skin from all over the world and can be blended to achieve any desired skin tone. Pencils are hexagonal with a 4mm core, just in case you're wondering, which offers a stronger wax core that requires less frequent sharpening and can be sharpened with traditional sharpeners or blades. Pencils are certified AP non-toxic and conforms with if you're into this, ASTM D4236, and then it's got a website and the support email. So the claims in that, yes, there's like this really bright orange, and if that's a skin tone, that's fair enough. I think you use it more very, very light layers, because when they say vivid, they are vivid. Very, very bright, and very, very bright yellow there as well. So yeah, even just a little bit, the pigment is so strong on these. So that is the claim there. I'd say they're spot on. Now with the skin tones, I've not had a problem yet, touch wood, with them breaking and crumbling like the 24 set did. See, buying that 24 set has put me off buying the other two 24 sets, so I've not bothered. But the skin tones are a lot softer. They do blend a lot better, I've found. So again, that claim, I'd say yeah, they're right. And the layering again, yes. Now I was saying about my Instagram, I do portraits again. I'm a hobbyist, I'm not anything professional or don't claim to be. I like doing portraits, and at the minute I'm doing the characters from Heartbreak High, and I think I might just try just to see, because there is, if you watch Heartbreak High, I had to get it in about Heartbreak High, they have got a cast who are multicultural, so it might just be worth me trying maybe one or two of the portraits with these, and hopefully by the time this video's out and that, I'll have got at least one done. I'll try that anyway, and I'll link you to my Instagram below. So that's one of the sets finished, and I'm going to move on to quite the controversial dark set, which it shouldn't be really. So, dark set. One of the names in this, it's offended a few people, and I'm going to include the name because I'm not one of these people. I'm old fashioned, I'm of an older generation, and I find people these days get quite offended by anything and everything that they can. Now that is just my opinion. That's nothing to do with Black Widow, the brand. I'm just giving my own personal opinion. So they are for more darker skin tones. People have got darker skin tones. It's what you are inside, not outside the colour of your skin. And if anyone judges by that says more about them. So the colours are light mocha, Negra, which is the one which has had the controversy to it and people complaining about it, grey fawn, suede, washed purple. That's another one again where you're like, that's a skin tone. It's purple. I think again, if you look at women's makeup, there's one I've seen which has got blue, yellow, pink, green and purple dots in it, and that's supposed to be for different parts of your skin, where some people have got under like a blue skin tone. I'm no makeup artist or nothing like that, but that's supposed to be something with an underlying skin tone, so I presume it's kind of like that, why there's purple in there. But it must help in some way with portraits, and I'll figure that out. Olive brown, cinnamon, midnight, which is a gorgeous black again. I do think it's similar to the Black Widow shade, which is in the 24 set, but it's just been given a different name, midnight. Mud, chalk tone, that's gorgeous, leather and olive gold. So I'm hoping that this shows up properly for you on the video. If you're watching on a little phone, it probably won't, but watch on a nice big screen and you can see those colours, how nicely they lay down compared to the 24 set. So yeah, and just what I've done here as well is I've done little faces and they've all got the same hairdo, and just colouring in the little faces in just one layer of it, and the hair is in a burnish, which is where you can't see the colour of the paper through, so then you can see the difference with that. Actually, I didn't say it, but with the 24 set, you'll see the body of the spider is in a burnish as well, and the little face is just one light layer, just so you can see how pigmented these colours are. So they're coming up to now the portrait one that I did from that Disney Portraits book of the 3 cats, or kittens should I say, from the Aristocats, and I ended up using quite a bit of the skin tones within that. I didn't bother doing any of the outline or anything like outline around the edge of the thing. I just stuck to the cats and then the inside of this like badge kind of thing, so you'll see that anyway. Right, I hope that's been informative for you and it's told you everything you need to know about these pencils. I'm sorry I don't have the other 224 sets, but I don't know, maybe I'll have a different experience if I got them again, or hopefully someone in the comments is going to say, I've had a brilliant experience with them, nothing wrong at all. So let us know anyway. So hopefully that's been helpful. If you liked it, please do consider subscribing and giving this video a like. Also, please do click the bell icon to be notified of our future videos. I don't have a schedule as such, but at least then you'll know when a new vid is available if you become a subscriber. So that's the dark one's done, that's my little swatch, and away that goes, and I am having a little read of that so let's pop that away, and I shall leave you with a time lapse of the Aristocats. Thanks for watching and bye for now.